Let's see what's happening in this Gator Pit today, just to show how we get to the quality of the finished product. First of all, we build everything ourselves in-house. We control all of our production in-house, from raw materials, raw steel, brand new materials, brand new steel, brand new pipe, brand new plate, brand new everything. You start with quality materials and end up with a quality product. So here we got a 8-foot long main chamber, horizontal chamber with a 24-inch by 24-inch by 3-foot tall vertical smoke box or upright smoker. People call them various things. Down here you've got a 24-inch diameter by 30 long pipe firebox. These fireboxes can be square, they can be half-inch, they can be insulated. You can get them however you want them. We built the specs or your wishes or needs. But the quality in these Gator Pit cookers is just outstanding. So you've got this box, right? We come in and smooth all this out. This was one long weld that has been completely buffed out, rounded, smooth, beautiful. Perfect cuts for your stacks. We come down here where your seam is, or your butt, right here, where the vertical was welded to the pipe. This is the half pipe section right here. We cut the top half out so that we inset the vertical box down into the pipe about midway. And we come back and we sand all that down. Now this is just starting, right? This isn't finished. Obviously, they're going to come back and even buff that out and smooth this out even more than it is. But you don't see the weld in there. And I know people are saying, well, if you grind it all down out there, then what about the integrity of the weld holding the joints together, right? Well, we're going to answer that question right now. Look inside. It is welded, right? And then you got these nice clean cuts on your doors. No jagged edges, right? They're all nice and clean and smooth and straight. And that is done by hand. A lot of people think that we use robotics or a roller possibly to cut these doors out, but we do not. This is done by hand torch. And then the welders come back and clean them up, buff them out, make them smooth. And this is one of my welders right here, obviously. And he's welding in tuning plates. Tuning plates are a necessity in a cooker that is this large. And what the tuning plates do, if people aren't familiar with tuning plates, is they allow the heat and the smoke to be more evenly distributed throughout this whole big long cooker, right? You got 8 feet right here plus another 2 feet right there. That's 10 feet that you got to distribute heat from that end there down through these chambers up here and out the dual stacks that we're going to be mounting there. Those tuning plates are removable, they're adjustable, they're 1/4-inch thick plates. And it's a series of them in there. It's just not one big baffle. A lot of people think, oh, reverse flow is the way to go. Well, I dang sure wouldn't want reverse flow in this particular design. First of all, we wouldn't have a stack here. Your vertical box would be switched over there by your firebox in most cases, most designs. And you'd have a solid plate welded in here with an open area about right here to allow the heat and smoke to rise that way. And people say, well, that plate gets hot. Yeah, but all it does is move the hot spot to over here for most designs. So you're not negating or preventing the hot spot from over here, right? You're just moving it down there. And then you got that air running over here, and it's a cooler air. Why is it cooler? Because you forced it all underneath that reverse flow plate, that baffle down there, down to the opposite end. Now it's cooling as it gets over here, and you got to run a really big fire in a reverse flow. Now, I'm not saying there aren't people out there, builders out there, that have that reverse flow design better than a typical reverse flow cooker. But most reverse flow cookers, you have to build a really big fire to maintain your desired cooking temperature in your chamber. There's builders out there that are known for reverse flow. Go look at their YouTube videos, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. They will fill that firebox up with wood just to get their temperature over here to their desired cooking temps. And you'll see a lot of those reverse flows, they'll smoke a lot. It's because you have restricted airflow, or you're restricting your airflow. Tuning plates are the complete opposite of everything reverse flow can't do and doesn't do. They're removable, they're adjustable, and they allow the more natural flow of the heat to distribute down that end and go up. That is the natural flow there and then out, right? Reverse flow is there, back over, and then out here. More restricted. This is going to go on a trailer. We'll have this thing probably finished by the end of the month. It's going to Nebraska. Over here we have a smaller backyard pit. This is more your typical backyard Gator Pit. This is going to be the Backyard Classic on our website. I didn't name that over there because it's a custom job we're building. It doesn't have a name, but if I had to attach it to a similar model on my website, that one over there would be close to the Entertainer. This is my Backyard Classic on our website. And it's a quarter wall, 20-inch diameter, 32 in the main chamber with a quarter-inch wall, 20-inch diameter, 20-inch long pipe firebox. And he's running the flanges for the doors. They're fully welded. You can see our welds. So on the other side, you saw where those welds were all smoothed out and buffed out, right? This one actually shows the welder's weld. My guys are very, very good at what they do. Extremely good at what they do. The welders that you're going to see in this video, they've been with me 20 years. All they've done for 20 years are build Gator pits. That's all they've done for 20 years. Build my pits. Over here we've got one that is getting picked up. It's going out Friday to Texas. This is the Gladiator on my website, the Gladiator 2448 on my website. And here you get to see the finished product from all that raw steel out there. You can see all that raw steel right there, right? To the finished product right here. We got our Gator commercial gauges. These are commercial gauges, y'all. They have recalibratable screws in the back, right there. Can't see it, but it's a recalibration screw in the back. It's got the Gator Pit badging in the temperature gauge. We use stainless steel handles. We use zinc caps or axle nuts. People refer to these as different things, but that's zinc. And these are stainless handles. So you have handles that you'll never replace. We've got D-rings on here. We just have a smooth, clean paint job. Here's what we use to paint right there. It is a Rust-Oleum high heat barbecue black. It's a 1200 degree paint, and you get at least 5 coats on this cooker. Look at the welds again. This one doesn't have the buff welds like the other one I showed you did. This one has the welds still left. You can get what you want. You buff them out, it's going to cost you a little more. It takes time to do all that, right? Got to sand that down, and you got to come back and smooth it out real nice and fine to get it to that other look that I showed you in that first cooker. Our casters are extremely heavy-duty casters. We even have gas systems in here. This one's got gas. Gas is to light the wood, right? Let's open it up here and see what we got inside. Kind of hard to see because of the lighting, but we've got 4 meat racks in here. They're all angle framed out and slotting. Down below, we've got the adjustable dampers. I don't want to mess with it because it just pulled out of paint. And then down below, we've got our gas assist burner there that we actually make here in Gator Pit. We make our own gas system. We've got a sliding ash pan down below, and we've got a fire grate up top. And all these doors, obviously, they lock, they're flanged, they don't leak smoke. We've got a pro port added to one here. This customer wants to use some wired devices. We protect the gas lines with a cover, a steel cover. I've learned over the 30 years of building these cookers, designing these cookers, people will bump those gas lines, or your friends will walk up and just, hey, put their foot on it like a footrest, right? We don't want that happening. That's a potential risk for something bad happening. We use brass ball valves, right? This is all commercial stuff here. We've got, this one has the stainless steel 2-inch ball valve grease drain. It's easy clean out, easy open, close, quarter turn, opens and closes it all the way. Back to our casters again. Oh, we have quick connect. Let me get back to this. We use quick connect regulator hoses. There's no tools required to attach it to your propane tank. All you need is the propane tank. Our casters are heavy duty casters. grab one here before you get some light on it. They have grease zerks on them right there and right there. We've got bearings. These are all weather casters. They're made to be outside. They're a one layer caster, not a multi-layer caster. We used to use the multi-layer casters, and we found out over about 5+ years, depending on the weather and the sun, the UV, they would deteriorate and the outer layer would peel from the hub. These won't do that. We replaced those with these, and we've been using these now for probably 12 years, 10, 12 years. No problems. I've never replaced these. I have customers with 15-year-old pits that are calling, wanting these to replace the ones I was telling you about that do deteriorate over time. But that's our casters. These are heavy casters. You got a choice of 5-inch, 6-inch, and these big monster 8-inch, right? Here is a complete custom job right there. This is a gas grill. This is your gas grill side, and this is your pellet cooker smoker grill side. And the hopper will mount right there. We'll have the stainless steel shelf. We've got cabinet doors. Again, this just got out of paint earlier, so they don't have anything on it right now. It's completely stripped. It's got some storage in the bottom of it. This customer is going to actually be pushing this, I think, into an indoor or an outdoor kitchen rather. So this is probably going to be masonry or stone or bricked out on the sides and the back, which is why we don't have walls. But the front is what you're going to see when you walk out, and you're going to see that right there. This is our stainless steel sheet we use for our tables. This is a 304 stainless, and you can see it's brand new. This is what your stainless steel shelves would look like, or anything that we do in stainless is going to be this 304 stainless. And that plastic covering is just to protect it over the stainless when they cut these sheets, or when we cut them, it protects the stainless. And then we peel that off before it gets to you, unless you tell us to leave it on for shipping purposes. We make our own food racks, our own food trays. We do all that in-house. Here's some that are being pre-cut now for a cooker. Probably going to be for that one right there is my guess. We've got plasma machines. I've got this one they use for some small cutting. I got a bigger Hypertherm 85 for larger cutting. You can see there. They're making propane tank holders over here. There's your LP or propane tank holders that go on the cookers for those that have a gas system on there. We've got all our brand new steel here. Expanded metal, angle, flat bar, tubing, pipe, round bar, you name it, all that's in here. We've got more tubing up there. We've got plate back here. This is all new plate. We've got a scrap trailer, a recycle trailer. I'm going to dump that next week. And this is our new pipe. I'm going to have to order some more pipe for next week. I'll get delivered this week for next week. We're going to use this up by Monday. That'll get used up. This is some cutoffs that we use. People, that's all junky. Well, I got to put this stuff somewhere, and that's where it goes. But I'll have people drive by, and they'll pick this up and pay me a few bucks for scrap. They'll use it for fire pits or whatnot, or just different things. But this stuff does get sold off. People drive by and just $50 here, 25 bucks there, right? Rentals. We do have rental pits. I don't know if any other pit builders actually rents pits, but we rent pits. This is our rental. Just came back. It's dirty. We'll have to clean it. But they all get cleaned out and burned out and reseasoned before they go out. But this is our rental pit. It's got the spare tires on them, storage area, standard 2-inch couplers, bulldogs. It's a Falcon Mobile on my website. Again, it just came back. Got to clean it. Nice pit though, nice rental. It goes out all the time. What else we got? We got our plasma table. Show you that. We got a Lincoln Electric Torchmate 4510 model right there. And this is where we do all our plasma cutting. This is what cuts out these boxes, right? Cuts out where the stacks go. Cuts out caps or end caps. I'll show you that. So that plasma table cuts all this right here out, right? Cuts those out for us. Cuts these out already. All we have to do is put them on, let them out. And you'll see some of that pre-cut stuff over here. This is our dial style air intake vents. These are our stacks. Some of them are birdhouse shaped stacks. Some are the standard damper stacks like these, standard damper stacks. We've got the circles cut out, pre-cut right there. We've got more lined up down there. That one's for a pellet hopper attachment. That's slide air vents. What we call figure eights right there, right? These are end caps where the firebox attaches to that horizontal main chamber. And we got deflector plates in here, tuning plates cut, pre-cut some Gator Pit utensil hangers, and then we fold these and shape them as we need. Over here we got an ash rake part there. All we need to do is weld a 1/2-inch rod to it, and you're good to go. And I'm Rich Robin, Gator Pit, Texas. Y'all like and subscribe. Go to my website at gatorpit.net and let us know what we can get for you. Thank you.